This is the Buffalo Broadcast Texas High School Athletics Coaching Show.
Please, it'll just take a minute.
Coach, I'm trying.
Because if you can't do, teach. And if you can't teach phys ed.
Special teams, go with forward Fran, do some laps.
All right. Hey, we're live here from the American Legion. Got the coaches here with us. Literally, everybody's a coach but this guy. So thank you for joining us. If you have time, come out and see us live. We're over here off Carson Street. The burgers are warm and they're yummy. And please come out and order those. Of course, so we're not feeding the coaches. We decided not. Coach, thanks for joining us.
No, good to be here.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
Yeah. So you brought a guest with us?
Yeah. Got Coach Mason Bond here, our offensive coordinator. He's been with us 3 years. His first year as offensive coordinator. We're glad to have him.
Oh, am I getting feedback over there? So just double checking. Well, Coach, thanks for joining us. You came from that other place, right?
Not directly.
I had to stop there, but yes.
That's all right. That's all right. And our own Joe Ward, Coach Ward, thanks for coming out.
It's a pleasure to be here. I love it.
Yeah, very good. Well, Coach, this is one of my favorite things to do because we get to pretend that we're in the locker room and not getting yelled at directly, and we get to see all the cool plays, the things that went well. I know you might show a couple things for improvement, but it's always fun to watch the your analytics on the show. So, I mean, we can talk a little bit about it before we get started. Can we just stop the game at half?
Oh yeah, that'd have been great. That'd have been great. We, like the first half went, Richland's a good team. We knew they'd make some plays, but going into halftime, we felt like our game plan was working how we wanted it. We had a lead, and it was a tight lead. It was a good game, and we going into halftime, we felt good about things. Had a little bit of a meltdown in the third quarter, and then we kind of got our bearings back. Played some decent ball there, late third, early fourth, but couldn't really overcome that meltdown we had early in the third. So
yeah, and I know we're probably going to go through the offense as well. I mean, a little bit different than what I saw. I came out to the first scrimmage, and then I saw a little bit different, from what we saw at the scrimmage. So I guess we'll break that down here in a little bit too.
Yeah, we have the kids. I mean, we plan to be a dynamic offense, and whatever a team doesn't rep, we're going to find, and we're going to continue to do that until they make an adjustment.
All right, Coach Ward, any questions before we go? I like to get right into film, man.
Coach Ward, if you want to grill us.
We were up in the booth. Great first half. Back and forth. Came out a little flat, unfortunately, right at the beginning, and I think that caught the kids a little off guard. And you've got some kids that never played varsity, and when you get punched in the mouth like that, it takes a little while to recover. But like you said, late third, early fourth, things started to come back a little bit.
Yeah,
we got a little bit of a hole there.
Yeah, our whole takeaway from the game was offensively, we felt like we had a fairly solid game. There was one critical point where they did get a 3-and-out on us. That was, if we could go back in time and change that offensively, that'd probably be the one on offense. And then defensively, I think it was more of the whole game. Really, there were some critical third downs we couldn't get on the field. We did a good job of getting them to the third down for the most part, and even got them in some third and longs, but we couldn't quite get them on the field, and we didn't force any turnovers. So we feel like we got to do one or both of those things better this week. We got to do better on third down defensively, or force some more turnovers. Both would be nice too.
Sure.
If we do those things, start playing better third down defensively and get some turnovers, I think we're gonna hopefully put a full game together. And then we had some. Very some nice way to put this. Very schizophrenic special teams. We had some really good plays and some really bad plays the other night. So I prefer just solid instead of extremes this week.
Right. For
and
sure.
it was great though to see some of the great plays on. We had the kickoff return for a touchdown.
Yes.
A couple of our extra point units looked really good. Didn't go out and didn't look good. Punt team was not good at all. So kickoff team was very good also. Kickoff return teams were very good. So, we had some really bright spots on special teams, some really bad spots on special teams.
Who's your new kicker?
David, we have David Cordero's one of our kickers. He punts and does some of our kicking. And Justin Melgarejo is one of our place kickers also. Okay. They both got some action the other night.
Yeah.
And then
I thought they did well. If y'all are calling zone still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever you were doing.
the kickoff game was really, really good.
I think it looked good.
Justin got a little off kilter on one of his extra points, but his other 4 were good. I think we got some definitely room for improvement, but at the same time, I think we're seeing some good signs there where at least we're headed the right way after seeing some of the problems the other night.
So I saw you had a quick trip, and I just want to do a quick shout out.
Hey Tatanka Nation, this is Air Force Academy Cadet 2nd Class Haley Tucker, Women's Wrestling Class of 2022. You are listening to the Halton Buffalo broadcast. Go Buffs! Hey Tatanka Nation, this is Air.
Yeah, so she's not she's at a higher level now.
She said she needs to redo that. She heard it. She said she's a firstie now. So
I know.
Yeah,
Heaven forbid I demote her. Right.
Right. Yeah. So she's in Squadron 1.
There we go.
Mighty Mach 1. So
Mighty Mach 1.
the Griffins.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's play a quick sponsor, and then let's get into the film, Coach. If
Okay.
you're ready to do that.
Sure.
All righty.
Every day across our great nation, members of the American Legion are shaping and brightening their communities. American Legion members are volunteering to assist wheelchair-bound veterans. Still, others are helping the current generation of service members transition back to civilian life. If you are a wartime veteran, please consider uniting with your brothers and sisters in the nation's largest and most influential veteran service organization. Join the American Legion today. Every day across our great nation.
I'm a little rusty.
Out of practice.
Yeah, I'm out of practice.
You need to hit the film, Jack.
I will say, it was pointed out to me, you do not have to be a wartime veteran to participate in the American Legion. We'd love to have you out here. They let even knuckleheads like me be a part of this group. It's a wonderful group. We have a great breakfast every Saturday morning out here. We've got burger night tonight. People have shown up for burgers to not for us, I don't think, but anyway. So it's really a great organization right here in Haltom City, just off of Carson Street. All right, let's get into the film. And Coach, I'm going to let you share your screen.
I'm gonna go through some of the defensive plays too. I want to get to the offense. I'll let Coach Bond kind of narrate some of that for the most part. We've got about 10, maybe 12 clips of defense here. We'll go through these. I'm a little bit rusty too, so we'll see. I might skip through which view gives us the best look on some of these as we go through this. All right, here Richland runs a counter play right here. Our defensive end here forces the pull by the quarterback, which is what we wanted. We have a stunt with our D-line here. We end up getting him bogged up, and then our rover comes in and cleans it up. Demian Ramirez had a really good game for us, number 32. And they're getting a nice solid tackle. He was our player of the game last week. Did a good job on that particular play.
And Coach Cates' son, quarterback at Richland, by the way.
Yes, Coach Cates' son, a very good quarterback. He I told Coach Cates this after the game. His son was on the JV last year, and I think his son did a great job in 1 year getting ready to play varsity football. He's a much improved player, and he's really good.
Yeah.
He did a good job with the reads all night. And, throws a good ball too.
Yep.
Here again, we had our DN chase on purpose on this call. We want the quarterback to pull it, and we have our linebacker, Logan, waiting on him here. Kind of worked out like we wanted it, and kept it to a 2-yard gain here. We got a lot of people flying to the ball.
Any significant changes on the defense this year?
Yeah, if you'll notice right here, just before we start, you guys are familiar with us last year. If you just look at our front right now, on the screen right now, it looks like we're in a 4-3, but we're basing out of 4-2-5 this year, where we've been a 3-4 for years. We feel like we've got the D lineman to run an even front this year. So far we've got a lot of good things happening, especially in our scrimmages. There were a couple things that Richland did a good job of kind of showing us that we need to work on this week and focus in on. There were some good spots, though, too, that we feel like this is going to work for us long term, especially as we get a little closer to district.
How long has it been since you ran even front on the varsity level? It's been a while.
We've spotted it here and there, but we hadn't based out of it probably since my first year at Haltom.
2014?
Yeah.
Now.
So,
wow.
And it's just been we've usually have more linebackers and D linemen for
Sure.
a while. We're more of our staff's more of a what kind of players do we have? Now let's take
Yeah.
our scheme around it. We've never been, and we're going to run this system no matter what.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard to do that at most high schools. So we try to fit what we're going to do around our talent. We think this year we're going to have the talent to run.
I just remember
Run
you
even
being on
front.
staff and you were like, talk me out of the even front. And so Coach Munoz or whoever was
Yeah.
in charge would.
If you told me, if you put me in a room and said, I'm not telling you what kind of talent you have, what kind of front do you want to run? I want to run an even front
Yeah.
as a coach because I came up running even front and all
Sure.
those things. But also, I'm not going to be so dogmatic that we don't run what's best for our players.
That's what's good about you. You tailor it to your kids and not make them bend to what you're doing all the time, I should say.
This was a really good play here for a couple reasons. Number one, I will say this: Richland's O-line does a great job handling our front four here, so the quarterback has some time to throw it. So that gets a little scary when you coach DBs, which the position I probably work with the most as a head coach is the DBs. Coach Swan does a great job with them, but sometimes I work with them when Coach Swan needs to work with the front seven. But right here, they send a running back vertical out of the backfield. Sometimes that's hard to pick up. Our linebacker, you can see right there, Logan runs with him pretty good right there. Kind of get a window closed here with both these backers, so we get that closed down pretty good. So we take that away. So now this far in the play, a lot of time's gone by. So this receiver right here is run deep. Now he's making a comeback. So we have a corner staying over the top. So this is a horrible position to be in as a corner. And it's really not his fault. When a play goes on this long, it's hard for us to get upset with the corners.
Yeah.
So he's coming back to the ball. You can see the corner right now. The ball's in the air. He's still driving on it, focusing in on that receiver. And he gets there right as the ball comes there and knocks the ball loose. This was one of the better plays we've had out of a corner in a few years. Just tremendous athleticism, drove on the ball while the ball was in the air, finished the tackle, knocked the ball out. And, we did have a problem on third downs throughout the night, but not on this third down. So it's a good play for us right here. Yeah, and our corners right now are Kian and Kyle Parks. They are twins.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I love that. What class are they?
They're juniors.
Nice.
Which is nice.
That's
So-
awesome.
So sometimes I can't tell them apart. Sometimes I can. And I act like I can't tell them apart just to mess with them. So, but they've been fun to coach. They're really instinctual. They had a good year on JV last year, and they looked good in the scrimmages. And I thought they had a pretty good night the other night too for juniors' first varsity action. Okay, this is another good play here. As if you want to, as you're watching this, we're a too high look to begin with, and as you watch this in slow motion, we're really rotating to a cover three here, more like this. You can kind of see the way the DBs are going. When you do that, there are some holes there. So you want to get, as they rotate, they're supposed to get their eyes on the receivers. And Brian Connors, one of our better players returning from last year's team, does a really good job of coming over. And I think the end zone view of this is really good. So he's coming over. It's a pretty good read by the quarterback trying to hit us in this hole.
Mhm.
The idea is he's coming across. I think even if he catches that, I think Connors may still be able to knock that ball loose. But it's a little bit of a high throw. I think part of that high throw is our backers doing a pretty good job getting in this window.
Yeah.
So when you're running a zone, you want to tighten the windows as much as possible. I think we do a good job there, getting the windows tightened down there. And again, this was 3rd and 8 also. This is one of our third down plays that we
Yeah, those backers getting their hook zones affected that for throw for sure. I was talking to Coach Bicknell up in the booth at halftime, and he's like, "I think I saw a split look for just for a brief second." I was like, "I wouldn't doubt it." The way they spread you out.
Oh, we got our video mismatched here on this one.
Uh-oh.
Happens.
Sure it does.
Okay, here Richardson runs a little kind of a stack switch concept with the receivers here. They stack pretty quick into the route, trying to force maybe a mental bust by our DBs. DBs do a good job. You can see right here coming across. Again, there's a small window open. We want to try to close it as quick as we can. I believe that's Brian Connors driving on that. Ball's there, and we get the ball out there also.
Nice.
Good job. And despite what the score indicated, I thought this was one of our better opening games for our secondary.
Are your safeties returning?
Brian is the only returning starter.
Okay.
The other 3 were all starters on the JV last year, and they're all juniors.
Wow.
Our other safety is Jalen Mack right
What
now.
a baptism to come against a team that's going to throw the ball 50 times,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But it's good for him to see it early.
Yes. Well, here, Richardson runs counter. Our end does a good job. I'll kind of show y'all what's going on here. So we get a down block. So there's a gap here. We want the end to take that gap, so that there is no hole here. We want that running back to have to bounce it, so we have
Right.
a free player. That's the idea. If the end doesn't get in there, then that creates some problems. So the end does a great job there, wadding it all up. Now there's a big pile of people. We've got a guy come off the edge. We've got Urim Ortiz, a returning all-district player, coming also. So, this play, works out like we want it to. So it was a good job there. Richland always does a good job in special teams with their fakes. They're always a concern. Here it's 4th and 4. As far as the first half it goes, this is one of the bigger plays of the first half for us. So do a great job here on the fake. Coach Swan, our defense coordinator, got these guys ready for this all week. I mentioned Damian Ramirez earlier. Here he is, snaking off the edge and helping get in on this play, help make this play. So it's just a really good job. It was 14-14 right here. We get this stop. It's basically a turnover, and then we go down and score to take the lead 21-14.
If I remember correctly, Coach Swan got decleated on the sideline.
I remember that.
Chest bumping.
He did. Yeah.
He got the worst of it. But, hey, I like the enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy. He's great.
This is they run a wide receiver screen right here. This is one of the things that we have really, as a DB unit, we pride. Now we're not 100%, but we do pride ourselves on playing these really well and aggressive. You can see Brian Connors getting through both blocks here.
Yep.
That doesn't make the tackle, but we're aggressive enough that we still keep it to 2 yards. So we want to be super aggressive on that with our force players. This guy's taught to make sure it's not a fake screen. He'll come late to the party after he knows it's not a fake screen. So he comes up, cleans it up, 2-yard gain. We'll take that every time on those.
What's that?
Want to stand over me, Coach? So you
No,
can see the screen?
I'm looking at the big screen.
You good? Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. I like that.
All right.
You have a safety over the top on that in case they try to slip?
It depends on we can look at the wide on that. It depends on what the formation is.
I think there were just 2 out there.
Yeah, they had 3 out there.
Oh, did they?
So we're a little late getting lined up. You can see kind of the guys moving over.
Okay.
So Connors is supposed to be up here. We'd like him up there before the snap. And, that's one thing in today's football. You get up tempo teams. We tell the DBs, if you're not where you're supposed to be on the snap, that's okay. Just get your eyes where they're supposed to be. Keep moving that direction and play it on the fly. You're going to have, I think, about 20% of your snaps. Your DBs are probably going to not be quite where they need to be.
Yeah.
But as if the ball snapped and you're a little out of place, get your eyes where they're supposed to be. And you have to and then get to where you're supposed to be late. If that means you can't backpedal and you got to run over there, that's fine. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
So that's kind of an example of that where they do a good job. So we really want Connors up here. We want this safety over here pre-snap. The corner's about where he's supposed to be. So ball snapped. Connor's a little deeper than he should be, but he gets a little bit of a running start anyway. It may have actually worked in his favor on this play.
Well, that's what they do. They run that tempo, NASCAR, or whatever you want to call it, and try to get you out of position.
Yeah, everybody does. So
Sure.
His offenses are all dirty. So they cheat. So.
We'll hear from the offense in just a minute.
We play by the rules.
Right. That's funny.
It's a goal line situation here. Again, we get really good play. Coach Swan called a little bit of a blitz. We've got Logan laying off the edge up top.
Good penetration.
Logan's really good at timing blitzes up.
Yep.
We started seeing him time up blitzes really well last year, about midseason, and we think we're going to get a lot of mileage out of him using him when we call blitz. Does a good job of focusing on what he's supposed to focus on. Got a lot of motion and things going on.
Coach, is he a junior?
Logan is a senior.
Oh, dang
yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Are there any more Langs coming up through the program?
Fortunately,
We
no.
were showing the photo of Gavin over Trayvon Diggs the other day, or whatever that kid's name was.
Yes.
Or Bridges.
Yeah.
Here we get a sack by Damian Ramirez here. He's up top. No, not many. I mean, it's rare for a guy to come off the edge and nobody see him and the quarterback not see him.
Yeah.
How did they all miss him?
Damian does a great job.
Stealth.
Great job. Gets the sack. In fact, I remember in the headsets on this one, Coach Swan, and Damian's a first-year starter for us, so he's a junior. Coach Swan was concerned pre-snap. He's showing it too early. And then after the snap, I said, well, he still got a sack, Coach. Stop lying to that.
So they were trying to throw something quick down at the bottom because the quarterback turned his whole body.
Yeah, he didn't see it coming
They
at
never
all.
saw it.
Mm-mm.
Actually, that's a good point, Coach Ward. This probably helped lead to the sack a little bit. If we'll watch Logan here, All right. So by design, Logan's the underneath player on passes. Our corners over the top. Logan does a great job getting in that window.
Sure.
Probably causes the quarterback to hesitate just a hair.
That's all you
Because right
need.
here, that's about as good a linebacker drop as you can get in that lane to cause the quarterback to hesitate. Because
Yep.
he can't throw it. It's going to be a complete.
And by that time,
Yeah.
eyes get somewhere else. It's
Yeah.
too late.
All he saw was helmet.
That's a good defensive play. There's another time blitz. Just messes everything up.
Yeah. So actually, this is a good job by Damian cleaning it up.
Mm-hmm.
And before I say this, Logan's one of our best players, but this is one of those things that we'll tell not just him, but some of our other players. When we do blitz and you get cross flow like this, where it could be either one of them, on your blitz, you are assigned one of them dudes. So
Take that dude.
For
yeah.
sure.
So we told Logan on this play, you didn't take either one of them. So,
Yeah, where were you going?
Yeah,
He's getting
so-
ice cream. He went to the It's like, I gotta go get some ice cream
so
today.
sometimes, and again, you got to coach that because I'm right here free. That's a little exciting if you're the guy blitzing.
Sure.
And then you can kind of
Absolutely.
lose your mind for which one do I got? And then you end up getting either one of them.
Yeah.
So, so that's one of the things.
Yeah.
We'll keep working on as the year goes on. And again, week one, we expect things like this to happen here and there.
Running back did make a little shimmy there,
Yeah. He moved out the way it's
Yeah,
last second.
but that wrecks the whole timing for them.
for sure.
That's awesome. There's a nice.
I remember
Another-
that hit. Yeah.
We ran bullets, both
Mike.
inside backers,
Yep.
firing here.
It's a good play, good form there, good form
Yeah, so
tackle.
that's Urim and Logan, and Urim and Logan both started last year. They're Logan, I think was second team all district, and Urim was one of the sophomore defensive players of the year in the district.
That's
so
awesome.
it's good to have both of them back.
Yep.
Here, Damian gets the second sack of the night. And so here Coach Swan brings two guys off the edge. And in this case, they got to know who's blitzing. So if they're crossing, the inside guy's got to chase. This guy's got to stay home for the quarterback keeps it. We do a good job here of that.
That's the way you play the option, basically.
Yeah, it's a little spread option.
I think we're back to the top.
So let me see if we're back to the top. All right, let me go to kickoff return real quick. So we ended up losing the game, but at the point of this kickoff right now, things have kind of not been good. So this kickoff return was a great play by sophomore KJ Parks. This kind of kept us in the game a little longer when things were looking bleak. Catches the ball deep, trusts his blocking, hits it pretty good.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and KJ's just a sophomore. He's the little brother of our twin corners.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You got three of them out there?
Yeah, so KJ's a sophomore. Kian and Kyle are juniors. So, and I think on all our offseason laser timing and all that, I believe KJ's our second fastest player. Is that right, Coach Vaughn?
Fastest, yep.
Yeah, he's our second fastest player. He's been clocked at, I think, a 9.1 flying 10. Is that right? Maybe 9.2.
Translates to almost 22 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Man.
That's great.
On this actual particular run, he hit 20 miles an hour.
I can do that.
Yeah, one of the
No.
one of the nice things, and it's been our booster club helping out for sure, is we've been able to have monitors on our players, and after the game, we can go back and look at those things, and they will tell us their top speeds during the game.
Nice.
Where do they have the monitors?
They wear them on like a tight compression shirt.
Oh, it's inside the
Yeah,
shirt.
it's a little device.
Okay.
And last year, some other coaches I know in the profession, other schools, they were using them, and so we use them in practice. It'll also track how far they move during practice, so we can see, hey, what's their yardage during practice? Are we overworking them as coaches? We can use that data. Are we underworking them? We can see what their top speed was at practice. So if we've got a player that's a certain speed level and he didn't even get close to that during practice, we can that's data. That's not opinion. We can show that to him. Hey, you're not getting the top speed. Or if one day we're at 4,000 total yards throughout a practice and the next day they're at 6, all right, why is that? Are we overworking the player? Are we underworking them on the 4,000 day? We can start to look at that. And some of those things we really don't. It's our first year using these and their tools, so we are still kind of going through what do these numbers mean? Is 4,000 total yards of movement for a player right? Is it low? Is it high? So we're going through all those things right now, and it's been a lot of good data to use. And I attribute a lot of that to our strength and conditioning coach, Monty Sparkman. This year, the district, I did what I think is a phenomenal deal. Is all 3 high schools have a strength and conditioning coach that works with our seniors all the way through our 6th graders for all sports throughout the district. They even have designed some curriculum for our elementary school kids as far as physical performance. And
That's cool.
yeah, I think that's great because I think as they get older, even when you're out of high school, you need to know how to work out, take care of your body. So I think these are lifelong things that the district has done for our kids.
Are they going down to work with the pre-athletics kids?
Yeah, they're each one of them is they will be at one of the campuses they're assigned to every morning. Like Coach Barkman is the Halton Feeder strength and conditioning coach. He'll be at North Oaks, at Halton Middle, at Watauga. In the morning. Sometimes he'll be with our first period female athletes in the morning.
Uh-huh.
5th period he'll be with whatever sports are there. He rotates through it. So
That's cool.
It's been really good. I'm excited about it. I know football traditionally has done a good job of getting to the weight room, but at the same time, I really like it for our other sports.
That's pretty cool.
It's going to be really, really good.
Hey, Coach Bond knows that like Premier League soccer, all the soccer overseas, they've been wearing those monitors for
no kidding.
a long time.
Yeah.
And getting all kinds of data. I mean, they track how many miles they run during the games and practices and things like that.
And here's an end zone shot of that kick return.
Hit it.
What I really like here,
like
and it might be hard to see, and this is a pretty good skill on a kick return. So I'm going to mention Brian Connors again right here. So Brian Connors is coming to pick this guy up, and open field blocking is really, really tough. A lot of times you're going to have trouble sticking on that guy. So what you want to do is, you want to trail him, because that guy you're supposed to block, he's going to have to break down when he gets close to the ball carrier. And if you're trailing him, you can kind of whip in front of him as soon as he breaks down. You can see kind of Brian do that right there and get on the side of him so it's legal. And that kind of helps. That's one of the key blocks right there. There's some other ones there too coming, but that's pretty good film. When we talk to our kick return team guys about if you lose your guy, just get in his hip pocket when he breaks down, whip in front of him so it's not a block in the back, and occupy him to help our returner.
Yeah, and they you can see that little convergence, and then it just pops for a second.
Man, look at him go.
That's the great thing about having KJ back there and Budrico. So we've got 2 dudes that are really fast, and I think that's going to give us some dividends later. It might be people avoid kicking it to him, so we're going to get the ball with a short field anyway.
Right.
Or they do kick it to him. I think they have a chance to go to the house at any time.
You haven't even mentioned his name all night yet, and he had 200 yards.
Not until the offense.
We're about to mention him a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
He had a heck of a game, man. Woo.
Well, while we're changing, I guess we're changing over to offense now, or
about to, yeah.
Yeah. So just another reminder: you're listening to the Halton Buffalo broadcast. We are live here from the American Legion in Haltom City. Come out and have a burger. I think they're still going to be cooking burgers for a little bit. I would love to have you. And also want to remind you that on Saturdays. Hey, Buff Nation, come out and support your local veterans by coming over to the American Legion, located on Carson Street, not too far down the street from the old Birdville Stadium. They've got breakfast from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Saturday morning. A great breakfast buffet. Order what you want. It's an incredible breakfast for only $8. Again, come out and support our local veterans this Saturday morning. Does that make you want bacon right now?
Sizzle.
Oh yeah, I may go home and cook. Cook some breakfast food for myself
for
when I
dinner.
go home. Yeah,
I know. I don't know.
Yeah, and before we talk about offense, I'm going to talk about Coach Bond a little bit.
Yeah.
Coach Bond, correct me if I got any of this wrong, but Coach Bond worked for Coach Poe at Northwest. The reason that's significant is Coach Poe and Coach Todd Dodge are kind of in the same offensive family.
Oh, sure.
Tree of things, and I worked for Coach Dodge at one point in my career, so there's a lot of philosophical things Coach Bond understands and worked under that are very familiar to me. So it was very important for me when we promoted Coach Bond to offensive coordinator that we have some of the same ideas. And then at the same time, Coach Bond's been with us for 2 years.
Right.
And we've been running the wing T under the Mel Maxfield system, and I work for Mel also. So I feel like Coach Bond was very familiar with the Todd Dodge stuff, which I like and I'm familiar with. And then also if our personnel dictates it, we need to go wing T versus spread. Coach Bond's kind of got, I think, the best of both worlds. And, we didn't throw it a lot the other night, but we probably threw a little bit more than we did at the end of last year. And we were still in the wing T some. So, Coach Bond's doing a good job of keeping our foundation from last year. And we're going to try to expand it as the year goes on.
I love it.
Before we go ahead, I want to go back to that kickoff return. I go out with those guys right before, and we don't need to watch it, but just funny, peel back the curtain and tell a story. We had told KJ, hey, man, they're going to kick to you. Let's fair catch it. Let's get on the 25. Let's get going. And so he gets out there, and that's the one he returns. And when he gets down, when he gets off the field, he's like, Coach Bond, low key, I forgot what you said. I said, well, man, if you're going to mess up, you better do good stuff like that. So,
Oh my God.
That's right. I love it.
So on, we can stay in the tight angle here. This is one of our mid game plays, but I want to draw attention to Urim here. We talked about him on defense. We rotate in some defensive guys, when we're on our 22 personnel, trying to get the best 11 on the field. So if you watch him down block right here, man, he gets right in the hip pocket, and that double team right there is devastating. And that builds the wall that we're trying to run behind, feeding number 5 the football. So that was a huge play late in a drive for a touchdown. And if you see number 27 right there, that's Jackson Cornu. He's playing some tight end. He converted from linebacker to tight end a week ago. And so he's getting in there, getting nasty. He's a really, really good player. So we're excited to have both of those guys there.
I struggled to catch the ball in that position. They called me the ball dropper for a reason. So I don't know that you were wanting me doing anything but blocking, Coach.
Hey, Jason, didn't we have Cornu's older brother?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we had Corner's older brother,
Yeah.
so now we have Jackson.
There we go.
Here we are in our 22 personnel, and we talk about throwing the football. Dom did a really good job of this is the first time we call bootleg, and it's not my first instinct to call bootleg, but when Dom came to the sideline and said, hey, that defensive end's chasing, we have eyes on this guy right here, and I coach those quarterbacks to as soon as you hand that ball off to number 5, whip your eyes around and see if he's chasing, because that's going to tell me a lot. So he came over and said, hey, the defensive end's chasing. We see it right here. So we fake that handoff, and, we hit KJ Parks in the flat. He's a little deeper than we want, but that's the first time, we harp on throwing the ball to the flat on a 2nd and 9 here. So, keeps the drive alive, and, it's a great completion. We were 5 of 6 with 1 touchdown. It was a good night throwing the football.
We scored a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
I know the score is, but we scored. We put a lot of yards on the books too, I think.
Had just a couple of those mistakes inside the 15.
Yep.
That was, like Coach said, the little meltdown.
Oh man, I love that run.
Yeah, we've been the offensive line has been a key point for us this year, because we graduated a lot. So we've got a lot of guys that are new or learning. So right here at Quick Tackle, we have Simi Finau. He is a giant. He is all of 6'5", prototypical tackle.
Yeah.
He works really, really hard.
And 2 weeks ago, Finau was a D end.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we've had a combination of things on our line from starting in August till now through the scrimmages. We've had some injuries. We've had some inconsistent play. So that lineup shuffled quite a bit, just to be real honest with you, for a lot of different reasons. And some of those guys have really stepped in and done a great job. And Finau's one of them.
They performed well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to see the second scrimmage, and it certainly looked a lot different than the first scrimmage from the way you guys were setting up.
And Finau, he's really raw, but his motor runs hot, and he cares, and he's a big dude, and he's fun to be around. So he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
Did y'all come out of the game pretty healthy?
Yeah, we sure did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a tradition. I don't know if you know, our quick guard usually pulls. He wears number 53. So last year that was Padilla. This year it's Logan Skellinger. He converted from tight end because of those injuries. He said, Coach, I can do it. So we put him there, and he had a great game. You see him here pulling around. He's a big, tall kid. Just got his Eagle Scout. He's a great kid to be
Pretty
around.
good feet there coming across.
Yeah. When in doubt,
So smart.
Yeah, when in doubt, feed 5. Kenny Kang is one of our 2 returning starters on the offensive line. He's been a 3-year starter for us. He got hurt as a sophomore, but he's been playing for us for a while. And then Amir Zadala is our strong tackle right here, and Xavier Robbins. He is our strong guard, and you see him down blocking right there, climbing to linebackers, getting physical. And the best part is we want these guys to have a trail of bodies all the way to the end zone. So this is why I put this on here. A trail of bodies. When in doubt, feed 5. Giving Rodrigo the football is always a good plan. KJ is getting in there, mixing it up. So is our quarterback. This is the style of football that we want to play.
Are you flipping your line?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
At every time or just at times? So you're not giving stuff.
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends.
And Sadala, Fadi I saw Fire the other day. Foddy
Yeah.
just keeps. God, he's a mountain of a man now.
Yeah,
but
he's
his
huge,
brother's
too.
huge,
Yeah.
big. He's really big.
So here we go. We're going to spread it out. This is our 21 personnel. So 2 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers on the field. But we still run our 40 series out of it. So right here you see buck sweep. We get a little misdirection in the backfield, which allows those pullers to get around. This is on a 2nd and short. And so,
Who's your tight end starter there?
That's Jackson Cornu.
Okay.
And you see him getting down right there on a really big player. He
Sure.
is a big – that's one thing. Richland has some really good players. So,
Low man wins.
yeah,
That's a good block.
yeah.
And the good thing about some of this stuff too is, we're in a shotgun formation here, but that play for our linemen and our tight ends the same as if we're under center with
Sure.
two tight ends and 2 running backs. So.
Here we just mix it up a little bit by moving Rodrigo to the spot right there. I'm going to go back to the wide because I know what play this is. This is late in the football game. Bootleg pass here. We get Eli Lewis, who is a converted DB. He gets wide open, and we flash the lights. So
That was a great call. Richland went with number 5 all the way across. You can see
Yeah.
every linebacker flowing.
yeah,
and
we
then
had set that up pretty well. And you can see in the tight angle here, this is the corner. He should be covering, and he checks with him. Oh, they both look, and then
they just everybody
we get
froze
behind
in their
them.
tracks.
Yeah.
That's a great
And,
play call.
He's so wide open. That's a high pressure throw.
Yeah.
That ball's in the air for a long time.
Yep.
And so, when the
Yeah,
ball's in the
man.
air for a long time,
I know as a head coach, you see how that wide open, you're like, oh, he's good. Oh, don't drop it.
Jackie Smith.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Dom throws a great ball. He throws a really, really good football. And so we're excited about that. We talk about, if we can spread it out and throw the football, that just makes our run game more dynamic. And so,
He looks healthy.
yeah, he is. He's healthy. He's strong, man. He
Yeah,
is
good.
strong.
I think he power cleaned at least 305, maybe 315
That's
in the offseason.
Yep. Attack that rehab.
He ran track for us this year, helped us out on some
Good.
JV relays to make sure he was back to top speed.
Sure.
Again, we're
Oh.
1st and 10 here.
I'm dead. Okay.
We're 1st and 10 here. Running power, just toss it to number 5 and
Yep.
let that man make plays, man.
When
He
in
rushed.
doubt,
Feed the dog.
feed the dog.
Feed the dog.
Okay.
I like some of the stuff you were doing with your fullback as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throughout the game.
Yeah. We like to split carries, but when
No.
Rodrigo is on, and he
Yeah.
was on,
Yep.
24 carries for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
KJ had a pretty good night. First varsity action as a sophomore after playing freshman ball last year. So at times he looked really good. At times he looked like a sophomore, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was proud of how KJ played the other night.
Here's early in the night. Rodrigo does a really good job of popping one for a big gain.
Oh,
He
nice.
is hard to
I
tackle.
think this is the play where their defensive back got eyed. Can I say the word on this program, Jack?
No. Yeah, no, I think you can actually.
He was in a sling on the sideline.
He was in a sling.
Yeah. So, that's you never want to see a kid get hurt, and
Yeah.
No.
it was a freak
It
accident.
was, man. Look at that. Ugh.
Well, KJ did this is not the play, but KJ did a great job. He was blocking him when that happened, and it's really bad for that kid. I hope he's healing up.
Yep,
and,
he's okay.
He's a good kid. As much as Richland's a rival,
Yeah,
we still root for them when we're
Yep.
not playing. So
of course.
I'm good on the offense.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Very good. Well, you got special teams. We kind of talked a little bit about that.
Yeah, I showed the kickoff return. That was all I was planning on showing tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's fine.
I'll have some of that. Kickoff looked good. If kickoff looks good again this week, we'll show some of that at the next show.
So this week coming up, is this home? This is not homecoming, is it?
It is.
Oh,
It is
man.
homecoming.
This is homecoming.
Well, we have a little glitch in our schedule this year because we only have 4 home games,
okay.
so we're kind of limited on which one could be homecoming.
Okay.
So the district asked me if we could have homecoming this week, and my answer was if y'all want it this week, then we can have it this week. So I don't have a preference. I'm a company guy. Wherever the district wants it, we'll have it. We'll be happy to have it.
There you go.
Week.
They didn't want to have it the black hole.
So I have no idea about that, Coach Wood.
It's just
We're having it this week. And
Speculation.
I'm happy to have it this week.
a little
So-
uniform speculation, maybe.
So
But we only have 4 home games because last year one of our road games got moved to a home game because of a facility issue with Sam Houston. So
Yeah.
that's going to be a road game this year. It was supposed to be home, but last year we got 6 home games, so we're getting the glitch flipped back this year. So
okay, that's
so
good.
that's why. So it evens out over a 2-year span. So
So we played twice to go for hole,
played twice at the Gopher Bowl. We played twice at the FAC. We played twice at the old stadium,
Old Stadium,
Old
okay.
Birdville.
Yep. Black
And then-
Hole. I'll
yeah,
say it.
And then we play twice at UTA.
Mhm.
And
Oh, it's going to be at UTA.
And then
and
Choctaw.
we play once at Choctaw, once at Boswell.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. so
Interesting schedule.
We'll in the regular season at Choctaw, so that'll be fun for our kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That'll be
The weather
good.
should be nice.
Yeah.
So, what do we think about? And I know Brad's probably reached out to you for the coaches show, or maybe he hasn't. I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
So, but I don't want to spoil it. But what do you think about this week? What?
Lake Ridge is a good team. Last year, their sub-varsities were very athletic, and their overall record, they beat us. Their overall record wasn't probably what they wanted last year, but I knew that sub-varsity, they had some talent. I thought they had some juniors and sophomores on their varsity that were very talented, and you're already seeing that this year. They beat Frisco Riddy last week. It's been a pretty good program. So they're very, very impressive on film. I'll talk about their offense real quick, and I'll let Coach Bond talk about their defense.
Yeah.
Offensively, they're a spread team. They want to up-tempo at times. Coach Thor's done a good job. He's been the only coach in the history of the school since they opened it. And that staff has been to the state title game with Lake Ridge. Their O-line coach does a great job. I almost have to say that because he was at my wedding. But Ruben Covington's a great O-line
Big
coach.
Red.
He's over there. They've got a tackle going to Texas Tech. He's got some notoriety for the NIL deal he's already gotten. But that tackle's a really good player. Offensively, they're going to spread you out. They're going to try to throw it deep. They're going to check you in the wide receiver screen game. Their running back's good. They do a good job trying to spread you out so they can help open up some lanes for their running back. So they're going to be a challenge. I think their O-line's good. I do think Richland's O-line was very good last week too. So I think that kind of got us primed to play another good O-line. Their quarterback. He's got a great arm before I say this, but he's definitely a threat as a runner for sure.
Oh, really?
Probably a little
Okay.
more than last week. He's probably less of a pocket passer.
Dual threat athletic.
Yeah, yes, for sure. So that's and their outside receivers are talented. So we're gonna, if we can keep the quarterback from scrambling too much on us, I think that'll be first priority probably. And then stopping the run. I'm old school. If you can stop the run, you got a chance. We're gonna have to do that. And then I'll let Coach Bond talk about their defense.
Yeah, defensively, they're going to look the part. They're big, they're physical, they're fast. They've got a new defensive coordinator, so they're still kind of learning that system. It looks like they're switching their system just a little bit, but yeah, they're a well-coached group. They're a program on the rise, and so we're looking to get some payback for last year.
Yeah. Good.
Yep.
Good. Any questions, Coach?
Where'd y'all have them last year?
We had them over there at the old Mansfield Stadium. Is that?
Oh yeah, did they turf that stadium?
Yeah, they turfed it, and we got off to a hot start. Everything was going good. And then it
Oh,
turned into a Twilight Zone game.
that was the game I came
Yeah.
halftime,
Yeah.
and
That was your fault.
your linebacker.
That was your
You
fault.
lost your linebacker that game.
Oh.
We lost to DN.
The blonde-headed kid?
Yes, Cole.
Yeah.
Cole had a bad injury that game.
Oof.
And I think I think most coaches know what I'm talking about. Every coach I've ever talked to has experienced what we call a Twilight Zone game. Nothing's
Yes.
going right. You can't really explain why, and then all of a sudden you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And you can't get out of your own way. And on top of that, I thought Lake Ridge played a great second half against us last year too. I don't want to they deserve the win. I don't want to take anything away from them. But it was one of those Twilight Zone games, which I don't like as a head coach, but I can't think of any other way to describe it. You got people getting hurt, you got weird things going on, you got players who usually play lights out, all of a sudden can't read what they're supposed to, or going the wrong way on offense. And it wasn't just one; it was a bunch. So it was after the first quarter, the next 3 quarters turned into the Twilight Zone. So,
That's a weird stadium because when I was coaching at Watauga Middle and we were scouting over there, and the bands would come out and warm up, and they'd start playing music, the goalpost would be like tuning forks. They'd start like it was haunted.
Oh yeah.
Something was up with that place, man.
Yeah, that place is great.
now I do like that stadium. Before I was a head coach, my best game ever as a DC was in that stadium.
Oh, was it?
Yes, I was a defense coordinator at Burleson High School, and we upset Martin in the first round of the playoffs.
Nice.
And it was
And that's always
at
nice.
that stadium. So that was pretty
That's
good.
really nice.
That's
Almost
really-
as good as last year's win against Martin.
Yeah.
That
was
was
a great win.
what a game that
That was
was.
a great
Wow.
win last
That was
year.
at Choctaw.
It was at Choctaw.
That was cool.
Yeah, we had a we need you to work on getting the media section. We had a really nice suite up there.
It was
Maybe when we play Sam Houston, get the same one.
nice.
Yeah, it was
That'll be
it was
good.
nice.
It was
So this has come up in discussion before we let you go. And if you can't talk about it, it's okay. We all have a heart for the old stadium, right across the highway over here. That grass stadium is absolutely gorgeous. It's wonderful. I mean, it reminds me of what I played on back in the day.
You had grass?
Well, we had
dirt.
It was some rocks. Yeah. Well, y'all had leather helmets. I mean, we were just getting it. We barely had one bar across our helmet.
My Kelly helmet.
That's right. But so. First of all, we did a little research. Apparently, we're the last 6A school to use a grass field in the state of Texas.
Possibly. It wouldn't surprise me if that starts to increase with a bunch of the research you're starting to see. And
They're coming back to it, maybe.
Well, I know you see at the pro level, a lot of them are wanting grass again. I'd like to give a shout out to our athletic director, Barry Norton. I've always liked playing at the old stadium, but last year, Coach Norton basically took the initiative and said, we're gonna look at the grass from an athletic standpoint. We're gonna get it looking good, and that's as good as any college grass field out there.
It's wonderful.
When you step on it, it's just like stepping on TCU's grass field.
It's wonderful.
It's phenomenal. I love it for our players. I love it for the environment. We had our freshmen had games out there last week. It was really fun to see them go out there. And they got to, our sub-varsities all got wins last week. So that was a very good deal. So if you went through sub-varsities all the way through the first half of the varsity, we should have stopped there.
In the first half, right?
Yeah. But we got two of our home games are at the old stadium, 2 are at the FAC. So it's going to even split this year.
Again, if you're not at Liberty, will we get to see the black hole next year?
Yeah.
We will. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. There was a little bit of rumor going around that we might not get to see it. So.
Yeah. No, we enjoy playing at the Black Hole.
Okay, good.
We're as long as
It's our community stadium.
It is.
Yeah. Our kids like playing there. I always talk to our seniors about which games you want to play there, and we'll play. We basically play two games there a year. So that's kind of.
Yeah. I wish we could play all the games there. I know you do too.
I'll say this too about the fact, Coach Norton's done a good job.
It's a great. Nothing against the FAC.
I want to add to what's gone on at the FAC though. So the FAC, it's not on our campus and all that thing. So there's a certain feeling if it's not on your campus. But Coach Norton's done a great job of some of the things maybe the fans don't notice when we get over there. The goalpost pads. He updated those. Say Halton Buffaloes. We got flags everywhere. We've got things in the end zone. And so, it's done a great job. And,
So the district's the one putting all the flags out that we see and all that. Oh, wow. That's great.
So Coach Norton's done a great job with that.
That's great.
So, he's really gone out of his way when we come to the FAC, it feels like a home stadium.
It does.
And it's been our home stadium in the past. I'm trying not to say anything negative, but it feels more like a home stadium than maybe my first few years in the district. And all that's attributed to Coach Norton's leadership. He's done a great job.
I was just, we were talking at the game. I wonder if, I don't know, it would be very expensive, but, to change the end zones out.
Well, what I do like is the scoring lights, when we score now, they're different colors. So if Haltom scores, they're orange and black. I don't know if you'll notice that.
Oh, yeah.
When Richmond scores, they're red, white,
yeah,
blue. And there's green lights when Birdville scores.
We did notice at the end of the game, you guys are coming out for your handshake lines, and they were flashing the orange lights. At the end.
I didn't hate that too much. That was
Hey,
great.
so I was going to tell you, when I was managing the Black Hole for those 3 years after I retired, teams would come in and just complaining, oh, look at this place. Oh, look at this field. And they were leaving. That's the best field I've ever played on.
Yeah.
No injuries. They loved it.
Yeah.
Soft. It gets a little damp when the sun goes down. It's a perfect place.
Yeah. And then, I've been at Haltom now going on 12 years, and we've had some good memories at the FAC, but there's a bunch of just really good memories at the Black Hole. And then even some of our tough losses we've had at the Black Hole, I really think Black Hole's helped us stay in those games.
That Keller game.
The Keller game trickery. What did they call that play? Was it Keller?
It was the Michael Black to Imy down the sideline. But the band was standing up in front of us. We couldn't see anything.
We had a Hail Mary win there. Yeah. So we had the
Lake Highlands with Lonnie standing on the side.
Yeah.
Two rain delays.
Oh my!
We were down 28 to 7 to Boswell.
Boswell, yeah,
In
came
the
back.
late third quarter, came back and won. Eaton 2
Yeah.
years ago, we were
Yep.
down 28-0, came back and won 35-34.
Remember that game too.
So, it's a special place for us. And,
That's
and,
awesome.
and we like going there. Our kids like playing there.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's a great atmosphere inside the stadium for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're getting food.
Whoa.
Burgers are coming our way.
Wow.
Hey, you're missing
Thank
out. If you're
y'all.
not getting a
Yeah.
burger from the American Legion, you are absolutely missing out, guys. I'm telling you right
look,
now.
Look at that.
I-
Thank you so much.
That is awesome.
Thank you very much.
We're going to have a meal, and again, come out and support the Legion this weekend after the game. So appreciate you, Coach.
No,
I think next week we might end up being at the FAC.
Yeah,
actually.
we may try to get it on the fact. We have a little freshman Wednesday night action next week. We might do it at the same time as the game going
That'd be
on.
cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, for the Halton Buffalo, thank you guys for joining in, and coaches, thank you, Coach Bond, thank you for coming out. Look, you're welcome anytime.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't make you.
I asked him to get time.
Coach Ron has to go tonight. so,
Okay, good.
yeah.
You were there when we were.
Oh, yeah.
You were here when we
The
did
other
inside
room.
the other
Yeah,
room.
that's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, tell the boys they're welcome to come out as well. We'd love to have them come out and have a burger with us. All right. Thank
Sounds
you all. And for the Halton Buffalo, signing off.
Go Buffs.